Picture this, you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, and instead of slowing down, you're thriving. You wake up each morning with energy, purpose, and a spring in your step. Your body feels strong, your mind is sharp, and your days are filled with activities that bring you joy. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the truth, it's not just a fantasy. Staying fit and thriving after 60 is entirely possible, and it doesn't require superhuman effort or drastic changes. It's about adopting simple, sustainable habits that work with your body, not against it. The reality is, aging doesn't mean giving up on fitness, health, or happiness. In fact, this stage of life can be one of the most fulfilling if you know how to approach it. Today, we're diving into senior secrets for staying fit and thriving after 60. These aren't just tips, they're time-tested strategies shared by people who have cracked the code to living well in their golden years. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to help you feel stronger, healthier, and happier than ever before. Let's jump right in with the first secret. Movement is medicine, and it's never too late to start. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, thinking, "I'm too old to exercise," let me stop you right there. Exercise isn't reserved for the young or athletic. It's a powerful tool that benefits everyone, no matter their age or fitness level. The key is finding movement that works for you. When I reached my 60s, I thought my days of being active were behind me. My knees weren't as strong, my energy levels had dipped, and I assumed I'd have to settle for a slower pace. But then I discovered something incredible. Small, consistent movements could transform the way I felt. I started with gentle walks around my neighborhood, just 10 minutes at a time. Slowly, I added yoga stretches, resistance band exercises, and even dancing in my living room. Over time, those little efforts added up. My joints felt less stiff, my stamina improved, and I noticed a renewed sense of vitality. Here's why movement matters so much as we age. Regular physical activity does more than keep your muscles toned, it strengthens your bones, improves your balance, boosts your immune system, and even enhances your mood. Studies show that older adults who stay active are less likely to develop chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. They also experience better cognitive function and a lower risk of depression. But here's the best part. Staying active doesn't mean running marathons or spending hours at the gym. It's about finding activities you enjoy and making them a regular part of your routine. Love nature. Take a daily walk in the park. Prefer structured workouts. Try a low-impact aerobics class or water exercises at your local pool. Even household chores like gardening or vacuuming count as movement. The goal is to keep your body engaged and your blood flowing. One tip I love sharing is to set realistic goals. Instead of aiming for an hour-long workout every day, start with 10-15 minutes of activity. Gradually increase the duration and intensity as your body adjusts. And don't forget to mix it up, incorporate strength training, flexibility exercises, and cardio to target different aspects of fitness. For example, lifting light weights or using resistance bands helps maintain muscle mass, while yoga or tai chi improves balance and reduces stress. Now, let's move on to the second secret. Nutrition fuels your body, and it's never too late to make smarter choices. Think of your body like a car. Without the right fuel, it won't run efficiently. As we age, our nutritional needs change, and what worked for us in our 30s might not cut it anymore. That's why paying attention to what you eat becomes even more important in your 60s and beyond. When I first started focusing on nutrition in my 60s, I realized how much my diet impacted my energy levels, digestion, and overall well-being. For years, I'd relied on convenience foods, processed snacks, sugary treats, and takeout meals. While they were easy, they left me feeling sluggish and bloated. Switching to whole, nutrient-dense foods made a world of difference. Suddenly, I had more energy, my skin looked brighter, and I felt lighter on my feet. So, what does a nutrient-rich diet look like? It's all about balance. Start by filling half your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that fight inflammation and support overall health. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, berries like blueberries and strawberries, and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower are particularly beneficial. Next, include lean proteins like fish, chicken, beans, or tofu. Protein helps maintain muscle mass, which naturally declines as we age. Finally, don't forget healthy fats. Think avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. These fats support brain health and keep your skin glowing. One habit I adopted was meal prepping once or twice a week. Chopping up veggies, cooking grains like quinoa or brown rice, and storing everything in containers made it easier to whip up nutritious meals throughout the week. If cooking feels overwhelming, consider trying a meal delivery service that offers healthy, pre-portioned options. The goal is to make eating well convenient and sustainable. Hydration is another critical piece of the puzzle. Dehydration is common among older adults and can lead to fatigue, confusion, and other health issues. Keep a water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day to stay refreshed. If plain water feels boring, infuse it with slices of lemon, cucumber, or mint for a refreshing twist. Now that we've covered movement and nutrition, let's transition to our next secret. Because while staying active and eating well are essential, there's another factor that plays a huge role in thriving after 60, and it's something many people overlook. Stick around, because we're about to uncover the third secret to a happy, vibrant life. Part 2, middle points 1,000-1,500 words. All right, let's pick up where we left off. So far, we've talked about the importance of movement and nutrition, two foundational pillars for staying fit and thriving after 60. But now, let's dive into the third secret. Sleep is your body's ultimate reset button, and it deserves your attention. When I was younger, I used to brag about how little sleep I needed. "I'll sleep when I'm dead," I joke, thinking I was being productive by burning the midnight oil. But as I entered my 60s, I realized just how much that mindset had cost me. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the time when your body repairs itself, your brain processes information, and your immune system recharges. Without enough quality sleep, you're setting yourself up for fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and even long-term health issues like heart disease and diabetes. Here's the truth: sleep patterns often change as we age. You might find yourself waking up more frequently during the night or feeling less rested in the morning. Hormonal shifts, medications, and lifestyle factors can all contribute to these changes. But here's the good news: you have the power to improve both the quantity and quality of your sleep. Start by establishing a consistent bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Next, create a sleep-friendly environment. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. If noise is an issue, consider using a white noise machine or earplugs to block out distractions. Another key tip: limit screen time before bed. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and TVs interferes with your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Instead, wind down with calming activities like reading a book, listening to soothing music, or practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. Apps like Calm or Headspace offer guided meditations specifically designed to help you drift off peacefully. If you still struggle with sleep, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Sometimes underlying issues like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or anxiety can contribute to poor sleep, and addressing them can make a world of difference. Remember, prioritizing sleep isn't selfish, it's essential for living your best life. Now, let's move on to the fourth secret. Mental fitness is just as important as physical fitness. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. People who thrive in their golden years often prioritize keeping their minds sharp through lifelong learning, problem solving, and curiosity. When I reached my 60s, I noticed moments where my memory wasn't as quick as it used to be. Names escaped me, I misplaced my keys more often, and I sometimes struggled to recall details from conversations. At first, I panicked, thinking it was an inevitable sign of aging. But then, I discovered something empowering. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities could actually strengthen my cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to adapt and function despite age-related changes. So, how do you keep your brain active? Start by challenging yourself to learn something new. Take up a hobby like painting, knitting, or playing an instrument. Try solving puzzles like crosswords, Sudoku, or jigsaw puzzles. Learn a new language using apps like Duolingo or Babbel. Even reading books outside your usual genre or exploring documentaries on topics you're curious about can stimulate your mind. Social interaction also plays a huge role in maintaining mental sharpness. Conversations force your brain to think critically, process information, and respond appropriately. Joining a book club, attending community events, or volunteering for causes you care about not only keeps your mind engaged, but also fosters meaningful connections. One practice that has been transformative for me is mindfulness. Mindfulness simply means being present in the moment, paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. You can practice mindfulness while washing dishes, taking a walk, or even sipping your morning coffee. The goal is to tune into the here and now, rather than getting lost in worries about the past or future. Studies show that mindfulness reduces stress, improves focus, and enhances overall well-being benefits that become increasingly valuable as we age. Now, we've covered sleep and mental fitness, but there's another secret that ties everything together. Stick around, because we're about to uncover the fifth secret to staying fit and thriving after 60, and it's something that brings joy, purpose, and connection to your life. Let's talk about the fifth secret. Relationships are the backbone of happiness and longevity. Think about the people who bring light to your life, the friends who make you laugh, the family members who support you, the neighbors who wave hello. These connections aren't just nice to have, they're essential for thriving in your golden years. Research consistently shows that strong social ties are one of the strongest predictors of longevity. People with robust relationships tend to live longer, healthier lives than those who are more isolated. Why? Because meaningful connections provide emotional support, reduce stress, and foster a sense of belonging. They remind us that we're valued and loved, which boosts our self-esteem and resilience. When I reached my 60s, I realized how easy it was to let relationships slip. Friends moved away, family members got busy, and I found myself spending more time alone. At first, I didn't think much of it, but over time, I noticed how lonely I felt. That's when I made a conscious decision to nurture my social circle. I started reaching out to old friends, inviting neighbors over for coffee, and joining groups based on my interests. One of the best decisions I made was signing up for a weekly walking group. Not only did it keep me physically active, but it also introduced me to a whole community of people who became close friends. The lesson here is simple: don't wait for others to reach out to you, be the one to initiate. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, send a text to check in on a loved one, or invite someone to join you for lunch. Small gestures go a long way in strengthening bonds. Volunteering is another fantastic way to connect with others while giving back to your community. Whether it's mentoring young people, helping at a local food bank, or participating in charity events, volunteering gives you a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Plus, it's a great way to meet like-minded individuals who share your values. And don't underestimate the power of technology when it comes to staying connected. Video calls, social media, and online forums make it easier than ever to bridge distances and maintain relationships. Seeing someone's face and hearing their voice can make all the difference, especially if you live far from family or friends. Now, let's transition to the sixth and final secret. Purpose fuels your days and keeps you inspired. When you retire or slow down from your career, it's easy to feel like you've lost your sense of direction. But here's the truth: purpose doesn't retire when you do. Finding meaning in your days keeps you engaged, motivated, and fulfilled. For many people, purpose comes from family. For others, it's work, hobbies, volunteering, or spiritual practices. The key is to identify what lights you up and makes you feel alive. For example, I started mentoring young professionals in my field, sharing the knowledge and experience I'd accumulated over decades. Not only did it give me a renewed sense of fulfillment, but it also reminded me that I still had value to offer the world. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing, it just has to matter to you. Maybe it's writing a memoir, starting a blog, teaching a skill you've mastered, or simply spending more time with your grandchildren. Whatever it is, pursue it with passion and intention. Purpose gives your life direction and depth, and it's one of the most powerful drivers of happiness in your golden years. Now that we've explored all 6 secrets, let's wrap things up with a few final thoughts. Because while these insights are eye-opening, the real magic happens when you take action on them. Stick around, because we're about to tie everything together and leave you with a roadmap for staying fit and thriving after 60. As we bring this conversation to a close, I want to leave you with a powerful reminder. Thriving after 60 isn't about chasing perfection, it's about embracing progress. The 6 secrets we've explored today: movement, nutrition, sleep, mental fitness, relationships, and purpose are not rigid rules, but guiding principles. They're tools to help you design a life that feels vibrant, meaningful, and uniquely yours. Let's recap these secrets one more time, because each one plays a vital role in helping you stay fit and thrive. 1. Movement is medicine, and it's never too late to start. Whether it's walking, yoga, dancing, or gardening, staying active keeps your body strong, your mind sharp, and your spirit alive. Find activities you enjoy and make them a non-negotiable part of your routine. 2. Nutrition fuels your body, and it's never too late to make smarter choices. Eating nutrient-rich foods supports your energy levels, immune system, and overall well-being. Focus on balance, portion control, and hydration to keep your body running smoothly. 3. Sleep is your body's ultimate reset button, and it deserves your attention. Prioritizing quality sleep ensures your body and mind are ready to tackle each day. Create a calming bedtime routine, optimize your sleep environment, and address any underlying issues that may be disrupting your rest. 4. Mental fitness is just as important as physical fitness. Keeping your brain engaged through learning, problem-solving, and social interaction helps maintain cognitive function and emotional resilience. Challenge yourself daily and don't shy away from trying new things. 5. Relationships are the backbone of happiness and longevity. Strong social connections provide emotional support, reduce stress, and foster a sense of belonging. Nurture your existing relationships, seek out new ones, and lean on technology to stay connected with loved ones near and far. 6. Purpose fuels your days, and keeps you inspired. Finding meaning in your activities gives your life direction and fulfillment. Whether it's through family, hobbies, volunteering, or mentoring, pursue what brings you joy and a sense of contribution. Now, here's the most important question: what's your next step? Reflect on these 6 secrets and ask yourself which one resonates with you the most right now. Is it committing to a daily walk? Trying a new recipe packed with colorful veggies? Setting a consistent bedtime? Or maybe it's reaching out to an old friend or exploring a passion project you've been putting off. Whatever it is, write it down. Make it specific, make it actionable, and give yourself permission to start small. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that progress doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one area, just one, and build from there. For example, if movement feels like the most urgent priority, begin with a 10-minute walk each morning. Once that becomes a habit, layer in another change, like swapping processed snacks for fresh fruit. Over time, those small actions will compound into significant results. And remember, setbacks are part of the journey. Life is unpredictable, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. That's okay. What matters isn't perfection, it's consistency. It's showing up for yourself, even when it's hard, and trusting that every effort counts. Here's a personal story to illustrate this point. When I first started focusing on my health in my 60s, I felt overwhelmed by all the changes I thought I needed to make. Instead of tackling everything at once, I broke it down into manageable steps. First, I committed to drinking more water throughout the day. Then, I added a short walk to my evening routine. Next, I swapped sugary desserts for fresh fruit. Each step felt achievable, and over time, those small actions transformed my habits and my life. The same principle applies to you. Identify one area where you want to grow and take the first step today. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and be gentle with yourself when things don't go perfectly. Growth is a process, not a destination. Finally, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. Sharing these secrets isn't just about offering advice, it's about creating a community of people who are committed to living their best lives, no matter their age. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It means so much to me and helps others discover this content too. If you know someone who might benefit from hearing these insights, share this video with them. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more tips and stories designed to help you live a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your golden years are meant to shine. You've got this.